We have recently hit 7,000 subscribers. I'm so grateful for that landmark, but now we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so it would be greatly appreciated if you could take 1 second out of your day to drop a sub on the channel. Enjoy the rest of the video. Yo guys, what's going on? It's your boy No Limit Dots here, back with another video. And before we get into today's video, I just want to remind y'all out there, they all are kings and queens, and I hope y'all are having a very blessed day. And in today's video, I'm gonna be bringing you guys a top 5 best tips in order to improve as an on-ball lock / small forward, however you would like to call it. If you are playing small forward, you are going to be the on-ball lock. That just is what it is. And if you guys are a point guard or a shooting guard watching this video, I have videos out for those, showing the top 5 tips for those specific positions, and I go pretty in depth just like I will with this video. So let's go ahead and get right into it. And the first tip that I'm going to give you is having a good build. Alright, so this is going to be build number 1. This is more of an offensive focus type of on-ball lock. You're going to have 75 driving dunk, get yourself bronze posterizer. You got the 85 3 ball, bronze limitless range. Also the height, I didn't go over 6'6". You want to make sure you go 6'6" on both of these builds I'm about to show you. 199 pounds, 7'1" wingspan. Passac 77 for bronze needle threader, silver relay passer. Your ball handle is going to be 86. Get yourself Kemba Walker size up, or not Kemba Walker size up, Kemba Walker escape. Then you got 80 speed of ball, so you're going to end up with a silver speed booster. You got 94 perimeter defense, gold clamps, Hall of Fame 94 feet, ankle braces, challenger, gold fast feet, pick dodger, workhorse, softball pest, and then you also got the 91 steal for all the gold badges here. And then you got 89 speed, you got 77 acceleration to get the gold fast feet, 71 strength, which gets you the gold clamps, silver physical handles, and you need the 71 for bronze immovable enforcer. And then you got 70 vertical for the bronze posterizer with the 99 stamina, giving you Hall of Fame 94 feet and Hall of Fame workhorse. Now let's go ahead and get into the second build I'm going to show you. Alright, so this second lock build is going to be 100% focused on defense. The only other difference, I did give you an 85 post control to get yourself like Hall of Fame post fade phenom and all these other badges. You still get silver unpluckable. You got 86 midi for all these badges. And then in terms of defense, we put the steal up to a 95, kept perimeter at 94. We got a little bit of block 68, interior 60, and the defense rebounding on 70. And then our speed lowers a little bit to 87. Our acceleration stays the same at 77, but the main difference is you get 90 strength. Those screens will not be killing you, as you got gold immovable forcer as well, and all those other good stuff. And you're going to keep the vertical and the stamina the same. So let's go ahead and move into step number 2. Alright, so tip number 2 to becoming a better on-ball lock is going to be press, right? You want to make sure that the defense, or that the offense, the point guard, does not get comfortable in any aspect. So for this, we're going to go ahead and go over to my little whiteboard, I guess you could say, of a basketball court. And what we're going to do here, what you want to do on every single inbound, right? You want to be right here. You want to be pressing the point guard. You want your shooting guard right here. Your back end is going to stand right here, and then your point guard and your center are going to stand right here. And then I'll do it in red to show you the offense. So there's going to be an inbounder here, a point guard here, and they might not even bring the shooting guard down. So it's a 2-on-1 press. Even if they do bring the shooting guard down, he'll be right here, and then his other 2 teammates will be here and here, right? Depending if this is the back end or the center inbounding. We don't really know that every single time, but this is what it looks like. It's a 2-man press. You want to make sure that you get pressure on the point guard bringing the ball up. Just make it very uncomfortable for him to get blitz steals, lane steals, force the ball out of his hands. But that is 100% what you want to do. You want to make sure this is engraved in your mind. Always press the inbounds. And you got to make sure your teammates are pressing with you. Because if you're pressing solo and you get beat and you don't have your back end to recover for you, or to hedge for you, or you don't have your shooting guard pressing with you as well, then it's useless, right? So you want to make sure whoever you're playing with, that they're on board with the press, right? So let's go ahead and move into step number 3, which is going to be positioning and communication. For this tip, the defense is also going to be in black, right? And the offense is going to be in red. So let's just say, hypothetically, you're the lock and you're right here. Your shooting guard's right here. Your back end is going to be here. and then your center and point guards in each of the corners. And I'm going to go ahead and match up with the red on the offense. So the guards here, centers here, and 2 guard, and you guys know the rest of the story by now, okay? So here, right, what I mean by communication, okay, and positioning. Whenever you are playing defense, okay, there's multiple different things that you can do, all right? You could force your defender wing, right, which means you'll play high on this side, and you'll force the guard to take his wing, which will then, in fact, have your back end play his wing, or you could have the corner pinch and get the wing, right? You could play that. You could play it straight up, right? You could play it straight up and fight through the screens. Just go left and right, fight through the screens. Or what a lot of people do right now is you tell your back end, I'm going under every screen, so sit low. When the point guard isn't cooking and you're telling your back end to sit low, that means do not give up any cuts and let me die on the screen. Don't help me, just don't let the center roll and get an easy cut, right? That means you'll be going under every screen, all the way underneath the screens of the center, back and forth. Because right now, limitless and shooting, it's a little wonky, right? So it's not the easiest to shoot for point guards. So a lot of locks will go under the screen, and basically 99.9% of point guards play with an inside center, so you don't have to worry about a pop and switching it, right? Like you would in 3s or 2s, because most of the times there you'll be playing against a popping center, right? So it's all about communication, letting your back end know if you're good. Also, let's say right here, the point guard and the shooting guard, they wrap, right? Point guard goes this way, shooting guard goes this way, they wrap. You want to always communicate if we're switching on wraps or not between you and the shooting guard. You want to say, Ayo, switch the wrap. So that means you stay here and the shooting guard stays here and he just picks up the point guard. Or you got to full switch the wrap, which you have to fight through the screen and get there, and your shooting guard also has to get to his spot, right? Also, what you have to do as a lock, as in terms of communicating, right? We'll go back to bringing the ball up the court, right, on the press. So I gotta undo all this. We'll show the front of the press, right? The front of the press looks exactly like this. Alright, honestly, I probably shouldn't have even undone that. I could have just drew it on the other side, but nonetheless, I did it. So the on-ball lock, right, the shooting guard and your back end, okay? Let's say the point guard, he takes the ball up and you get beat, right? Point guard takes the ball up, they inbound it, you get beat. He beats you up the court, but he goes this way, right? It is your job to communicate on the press if you're switching or you're staying, or if you need a quick show from your back end, right? Like, you don't want to leave your shooting guard in the dark, because your shooting guard might end up picking up, right? And you didn't say anything, but you fouled the point guard. That's going to leave the shooting guard, who's going to be down here on the 2-man press, going here, and he's unreleased, right? Which will put this man, the center, in an awkward spot, because he's going to have to guard here, the corner, and he's going to have to pick up for you here. So it's an easy dot by the shooting guard. If he's alone, he can either shoot or he could dot the corner, right? That's also another big thing about communication. Now we're going to go ahead and move into step number 4, which is going to end up being calling rotations, right? And learning rotations. Now, there's about 3 set different rotations that I would consider in this 2K. The ones I'll be showing you, 2 of them have names, I guess. Some people call it triangle, some people call it reverse, and the second one's going to be stack, or some people call it kings. Those are going to be the 2 rotations, and then there's a third one in there that I'm going to show you. So here, let's just put everybody back where they are. So let's say we're working under the pick and roll here on defense. You got your 2 guys in the corner, and you got your offense, right? Point guard, center. Okay, that's really all that I got to draw for now, just to show you guys everything, okay? So in this instance, right, like I said, you always want to be talking to your back and say, I'm guarding him wing, I'm guarding him middle, or I'm playing it straight, or sit low. Like, all those type of comms are going to be very needed almost every single possession, right? But let's say it's the end of the shot clock, right? There's like 7-8 seconds left, okay? Here would be an example where you call triangle or reverse. That's when you're going to let the guard take the middle. You're going to let the guard take the middle. The center's going to slip. right? So what you do on triangle is you don't fight through the screen at the end of the shot clock. You have your back end, pick up the point guard, you run to corner, right? And then your center drops from corner. Okay, that I honestly can't really explain it in any simpler terms than that of what triangle is. Another reason besides doing it at the end of the shot clock to throw the point guard off, it brings the center in the paint for the rebound, and it also, if the point guard has takeover, you don't want to get beat middle, because if you get beat middle, then your back end's gonna have to fully step, and that leaves the slip open when he has take. So when he has takeover, instead of doing that, just have your back end step high, and then your center goes, and then you go corner, right? So those are gonna be the examples of when you would use triangle. Now, stack doesn't, honestly, I don't even know why I said stack. Stack really doesn't apply to you. Stack is more on the shooting guard. I could go over those rotations in another video. But the other thing I would do, which I was taught this recently, right? As an on-ball lock, or even as a shooting guard. This more so would happen on the shooting guard side, but this is just another look that you could give the team, right? So you could end up playing middle, right? Let's say you play middle, your back end plays it low, right? And then your center in the corner is gonna play your wing, right? So that's just another thing. You're like, yo, I got my middle, play low, pinch, right? You could call this a red, or just give it any type of name of defense, right? It's basically just throwing everybody you can at the point guard and making sure he doesn't score, and I guess forcing him to dot the corner. But also, even if he might see the center come through, and then like he might send a cut, I don't know, and like the back end's there for the cut, you know what I mean? It's just a completely different look of how you could kind of run this triangle formation on defense. But let's go ahead and get into tip number 5. Now here with tip number 5, I'm kind of gonna put up a compilation of, I guess, rec highlights that I had from my on-ball lock. Don't worry, he does all these type of same things in the Pro-Am, but you kind of want to have some sort of offensive bag as a lock. In terms of your offense, one thing is you want to be leaking. Whenever a bad shot goes up, you want to be leaking and either running good routes to the 3 or mixing your boy up and taking the easy 2 and the dunk. You want to be hitting those open shots in fast break, because it'll be getting you takeover and it'll be getting your back end his assist so he could get defensive take and all that stuff, right? So on offense, the leaks are king. You want to be able to leak and get points like that, and also make the right decision and hit your shooting guard if he's open, or pass it to whoever's open on the fast break. Another way to improve your offense, right? Of course, your jump shot, okay? Second of all, you want to have a build that has, like I showed you in the first tip, your build, you want to have driving dunk on your build so you can get called on cuts, okay? Another way you could get easy offense is if you could get called on a flare up, right? So you get the ball in the corner, you come up, you fade it in green. That's another way that I'm a point guard, so I've been helping my locks get very easy buckets like that when they show me that they can hit the fades consistently. It all gets the point guard an assist, closer to takeover, also gets you a bucket, right? Another way you could work on your offense, like that second lock build I showed you, the pure lock, I gave it post control. So you could go ahead, post up the center or the point guard, whoever's guarding you in the corner, and you could go ahead and hit post hop shots out of that. It's all about finding out and getting your bag. Also, in the fast breaks, you could hit, front fade threes. Like, you could do all type of fading threes. If you got to work on your offensive bag, you can't just be pure defense, right? Of course, that's going to be your main responsibility, defense and basically catching and shooting, right? Also, like my lock, he plays on my corner, right, when I'm operating out of the hash. So you also want to be prepared for dots, because you are a pure catch and shoot person, so you shouldn't really be looking for anything else besides being ready to catch and shoot. You don't want to mess up your point guard's dots, because they don't happen too often. It's not often a very, very comp Pro-Am team is going to mess up their rotations or leave someone completely wide open in a corner, or, get baited, this and that, right? So you just want to make sure you're a knockdown shooter. And guys, that is going to be my 5 tips I could give you to become a better on-ball lock / small forward in NBA 2K24. If you did overall enjoy the build video, make sure, not the build video, I upload so many build videos, I get used to saying that. If you did overall enjoy the tip video, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And it's been your boy, No Limit Dots, and I'm out. Peace.